So, Anna, how is your relationship with your cousins? Do you see them often?
Hello, my friends. This is Yulia, and welcome back to another episode of our English learning journey. I'm really happy to have you here with me today, and I hope you are ready for another fun and useful lesson. Every time you join, you are building your English step by step, and today is no different. Our topic for this episode is family. We'll talk about who is in our families, how to compare them, and how to describe relationships in English. Some families are big, some are small, some live together, others live far away. But in every culture, family plays an important role in our lives. That's why learning how to talk about family in English is so valuable. Now, you're going to hear a short dialogue between Anna and Peter, which will help you see how this vocabulary sounds in real conversations. After that, I'll take a moment to explain some important expressions and grammar points related to family and relationships. But before we start, I want to invite you to participate. In the comments, tell me where you are listening from and share a little bit about your family. Do you have a big family, a small one, or maybe you live with just a few people? I love reading your answers and getting to know more about you, and it also gives you a chance to practice your writing in English. And don't forget, the dialogue from today's episode will be available as a free PDF. You'll find the link in the description, so you can read along, review, and practice later at your own pace. So, are you ready?
So, Anna, tell me a little about your family. Is it big or small?
Peter, I think my family is small compared to many others. I don't have brothers or sisters. I'm an only child.
Really? That's interesting. My family is bigger than yours. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. So, when we all get together, it can be a little noisy.
Oh, I can imagine. My family is much smaller, but maybe also quieter. When I was younger, I sometimes wished I had a brother or sister, but at the same time, being an only child has some advantages.
Yes, I can see that. So, let's compare our families. My family is bigger than yours, and you're the only child, right?
Exactly. And let me guess, you are not the youngest, are you?
No, not at all. I'm actually the oldest in my family. My younger brother is 24, and my sister is only 18. So, sometimes I feel more like a second parent than just a brother.
Oh, I know what you mean. The oldest often feels responsible for the younger ones. In my family, I'm both the youngest and the oldest at the same time because I'm the only one.
Oh, that's true. So, Anna, how is your relationship with your cousins? Do you see them often?
Yes, I have a few cousins, but not many. I get on well with one cousin in particular, Sarah. She's only 2 years younger than me, so we're very close. We talk almost every week, and when we meet, we laugh a lot.
That's nice. I also get on well with my cousins, but I have many, and some are older, some are younger. The oldest cousin in my family is already 40, and the youngest one is only 6, so it's difficult to spend time with all of them in the same way.
Wow, that's a big difference. My cousin Sarah is younger than me, but only a little. That makes it easy to share things like music, books, or even problems.
Yeah, being close in age helps a lot. My youngest cousin is so small that he just wants to play with toys, while the oldest cousin wants to talk about serious things like work and politics.
That must be interesting. Do you ever compare your cousins with your siblings?
Sometimes. For example, my sister is much younger than me, and she is almost the same age as my youngest cousin. So sometimes I feel like I have 2 little sisters instead of 1.
That's funny. You know, even if my family is smaller than yours, we're very close. We see each other almost every weekend, and we enjoy playing board games together. Even if we are not many, the house gets very loud with all the laughing.
That sounds wonderful. In my family, we don't see each other so often because we live in different cities. But when we meet, it's always special. We catch up, we talk for hours, and of course, we eat a lot of food.
Food always brings families together.
Absolutely. By the way, do you and your cousin ever argue, or do you always get on well with each other?
Mm, when we were younger, we sometimes argued, but nothing serious. Now, as adults, we get on really well. What about you and your siblings?
Well, with my brothers, when we were kids, we fought a lot about toys, about the TV, about almost everything. But now, as adults, we really get on well. We talk often and help each other when we can.
That's great. I think when people grow up, it becomes easier to have a good relationship.
Yes, definitely. So, if we compare our families again, yours is smaller, but very close, and mine is bigger with more variety in ages. You're an only child, but you have a cousin who is close in age, while I'm the oldest and have to take care of my younger siblings.
Exactly. And in the end, family is family. Big or small, youngest or oldest, the important thing is getting on well with each other.
Well said, Anna.
Thanks, Peter.
Now, let's slow down and take a closer look at some important grammar and expressions we heard in the dialogue. The first point is about comparative adjectives. We use comparatives when we want to compare two things to show if something is bigger, smaller, faster, slower, older, or younger. For example, if I say, my family is bigger than Anna's family, I am comparing the size of two families. Another example, my cousin is taller than my brother. You see how we use the structure subject plus verb plus comparative adjective plus than plus the other thing. Try to repeat that in your head or even out loud. My house is smaller than my friend's house. Comparatives are very common in everyday English because we often compare people, things, or situations. Now let's look at superlative adjectives. We use superlatives when we want to show the highest degree of something in a group. For example, my sister is the youngest in the family. Here, we are not comparing two people anymore. We're choosing one person and saying she is at the extreme, the youngest of all. Another example, my grandfather is the oldest in the family. Notice the structure. Subject plus verb plus the plus superlative adjective. Many comparatives and superlatives are easy to form. For short adjectives, we add for the comparative and east for the superlative. Small to smaller to the smallest. Tall to taller to the tallest. For longer adjectives, we use more or most. For example, interesting to more interesting to the most interesting. Let's practice quickly. Say the sentence, my family is smaller than my neighbor's family, and then try, my family is the smallest in the neighborhood. See the difference? Next, let's explore the expression, get on well with. This is a very useful phrase in English. To get on well with someone means to have a good relationship with them. If you say, I get on well with my sister, it means you enjoy spending time with her, you don't fight, and you have a positive relationship. We can use this expression in the present, but also in the past. For example, in the past, you might say, when I was younger, I didn't get on well with my brother. That means that in childhood, maybe you argued or fought, but now, as adults, you could say, These days, we get on really well. Notice how the meaning changes with time. This is great vocabulary because family conversations almost always involve talking about relationships, who you get on well with and who you don't. So let's repeat some examples together. To make it clear, listen and repeat if you can. My family is bigger than yours. Now, my cousin is the youngest in the family. And finally, I get on well with my sister. Try also in the past. When I was a child, I didn't get on well with my cousin. These small sentences are simple, but they give you real power to describe your family in English. I would love to hear from you. In the comments, tell me about your family. Who is the oldest person? Who is the youngest? Do you get on well with your brothers, sisters, or cousins? And also, let me know, where are you listening from? I'm always excited to know from which part of the world you are joining this lesson. If you enjoyed this class, don't forget to click like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who is also learning English. Your support helps this project grow, and it helps me bring more lessons to you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep practicing, keep smiling, and remember, you are improving step by step. See you in the next lesson.